For by Terry J. Thank you guys for tuning in, listening, clicking on this title. Hopefully something with the title already resonated with you, because we're about to have real talk today, okay? Let me start by saying that there are very few things in life that I allow to bother me, right? I remember watching, I think it was Kung Fu Panda 3, right? And this was the one where they were talking about inner peace. And so when I began my healing process, awakening process, I was determined to master inner peace, right? And the reason behind me wanting to do that was because I was surrounded by so many unstable energies, right? Unstable in the physical manner, monetarily, mental, energetic, emotional, in every way. It was just so hard. It felt almost impossible to like wrestle with the energies that was like always tampering with the stability. So when I finally kind of broke away from it, it was like, when I finally broke away from it, it was just like, that was the main focus. Like, how do I get stable? And what I started to learn, leaving from one unstable place, going to another, just kind of just being in this unstable energy just all together, right? What I started to learn is that, that will never change, right? Because of the way that the world is set up, the way that the matrix is set up, it's literally everything is meant to like kind of fester and run off of this toxic energy. So it's like understanding that won't change, at least not for a while, because a lot of us are in place to help that change. And that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But please come back, because we're going to talk about it. But that's here for a while, right? And you still have to live through it. You still have to learn how to maintain your keel throughout it all, right? So then when I figured that out, it was like, okay, now I have to shift my energy, hard-lived, and figure out how to maintain peace regardless of what everybody else got going on, regardless of what's going on around me, right? So when I started doing that caused me to go inward to really figure out what was important to me. I knew all along what was important to me, but it was kind of like that thing for like, it felt like for, when you get in certain connections with people, or you're dealing with a certain group of people, and it's like, oh, I'm thinking we on the same page with a lot of this stuff, right? So it's like I'm happily, confidently moving in this energy, I'm opening my heart to it, I'm vulnerable, I'm, all of it. But it's like then that ultimate, kind of betrayal comes, or that big disconnect happens. And most of the time it's connected to something happening that it's like you never would have thought that these people, it's like, we clearly, if you're doing this, if it was so easy for you to do this, to switch up to whatever, then we was never on the same page. Because it's like, even if I decide that I'm not gonna mess with you no more, right? You still won't find me anywhere doing X, Y, and Z. You get what I'm saying? Like, so when you can go there without any triggering, without any unction, without anything, just because you having a bad day, just because you mad, just because you feeling the way, just because you want to be petty. Then it's like, oh, okay, I have to realize that Number one, that's a lesson for me to learn. Everybody don't think like me, because for me, like the title said, word is bond. Period. Word is bond. That was something that was instilled in me as a little child. I watched my grandmother be unconditionally loyal to people. I always give her unconditional love. And she always promoted this sense of, you know, true family connection, looking out for one another, being close-knit, coming together. But it was like every situation I found myself in, I wasn't dealing with people that thought like that. It's like I was the only one. My family literally had a pact where it was like, if one person put their kid out, nobody else in the family can take them in. And I just want, like, I didn't stay around that long, right? Spirit cut that off real quick, because he already knew what was happening, you know. Well, anyway, so, but me, like now, adult me, if it was something to where one of my folks, my cousins, my whoever, you know, damn, I know where to go because they into it with their folks or whatever, my door is open. Because what sense does it make? What point are you trying to prove? Whatever is going on in your household does not have anything to do with me. And it also doesn't have anything to do with the fact that this child, this being needs shelter and safety. And you nor I are in a place to hold this sense of judgment to decide or change their fate, or feel as though we have the power to alter their fate. Feel as though we have the power to say whether or not a person is going to be protected or shielded. If you leave here, you're not going to be safe. You're not going to be this. That's a part of your punishment, to be out in the cold. But why do you think that God would ever, why do you think God would ever let me be out in the cold? Make it make sense to me. And it's stuff like that, y'all, that really, really made me have to see in 3D vision almost what exactly I was dealing with. The way everything was set up, you know, in all of my karmic relationships. When I began to really just write these books and tell these stories, or, you know, continue to just speak to y'all through whatever, you know, mediums and platforms we're connected, y'all are really gonna see the depths of everything that I have gone through. But again, the point of this is word is bond. And one of the things I want to point out for my tribe is that applied to every area of my life, including when I said that I was done with those energies, right? There's been a lot, not a lot. There was one in particular. I'm not even gonna say a lot. It was one reading in particular I did, to where it was coming out that, you know, people were still tap dancing with demons, essentially. Right? For me, it's a shaking feeling when I think back sometimes, to think that we laid up with these demons. We slept around these people. These people knew our social security numbers. They knew, you know, what we looked like naked. They knew everything about us. The demons were just there 24/7 almost. Just in our energy, watching us, learning us, absorbing, yes, I wasn't trying to say that, observing us, but also absorbing our energy and feeding off of us. So it's like whatever realization has come to you, whatever realization is trying to come to you that you may be blocking out, that's trying to show you the truth about what you're really dealing with, and that these people do not move and operate like you do. You got to accept that. And when you accept it, you got to stick to that. Word is bond. And I'm at the point now, and I'm very, very blunt about it. I'm very clear. I'm very, open. And I might have a, a reputation that follows me to be like, oh yeah, Terica will dip. For sure. She will get down. When the energy ain't right, she will get down. And it's like, I'm just at a point now to where it's like I'm not accepting snake energy in my life anymore for any reason, right? And like I was saying, some of y'all tap dancing with the demons still, because it's like, I know these people don't really mess with me like that. Some things have already come to the light to be like, I know that, they've said this, done this. I know they feel this way about me. But by some sort of association, you still feel like you got to be attached to this person. You're allowing yourself to converse with this person, tell them some information, be close with them, be in vicinity with them, allowing them to be, claiming all on you and stuff like that, just always pulling on your energy. And it's like, no, bro, no, sis. Not at this time. Because what I understand, and here's the thing, I believe, there are a lot of parallels if you here with me, right? So if you are like me, you have at least one example in your life of somebody who is really just matching your energy, right? They can, give back to you that same, they can reflect, let me say it like this, they can reflect those good parts within you, right? We finally not dealing with no toxic energy. We finally not dealing with energy that's constantly trying to push buttons and trigger and make you mad and project and all of that. Narcissistic energies. And now it's like you at least have one example of what trueness is in every way. So not that we out here comparing, but it's like when you know what real look like, then you also know what real does not look like. And at the moment where you know you're not dealing with something or someone that is real, you need to go. You need to let go. Because at this point in life, we only want to find and deal with people that understand what it means when we say word is bond. I tell people all the time, whatever I say to you, you can take it wherever you want in the world. It's going to hold its own weight. Its own weight. It's going to be truth. Because I'm at the point now to where it's just like, why would I lie? Why would I ever lie? What type of power does anybody have to make me, compromise or say something differently about the truth of who I am? No, baby, you don't have that power over me. I would never. So it's like whatever I'm saying to you, I know y'all move like criminals. I know y'all move like snakes. So it's like in y'all's mind, y'all think everybody moves that way. But at the same time, there is something that's very, very deep within you that knows I'm not that person. But yet and still, instead of respecting me for who I really am, instead of taking advantage of the fact that you have a space to be vulnerable and be truthful, even if you are a shiesty nigga everywhere else, and you still choose to do the same old, Let me be the first to tell you, I don't submit my power to that. I don't give you permission. I only deal with people who understand that word is bond. Meaning that you would never, ever, ever, not even for once, think about doing something like that to somebody that you really, really claim to mess with, to rock with. It does not make sense. I would say make it make sense, but you can't, because it doesn't. Ever. In any dimension, any lifetime, ever. In no instance is it okay to feel like you can cause harm to somebody, or you should be causing harm to somebody. And I want you to know, if you're thinking that way, if you're feeling that way, you need to get healed. There's something that somebody has done to you that is still trapped on the inside of you, that is fighting to get out. And because you won't heal from it, because you won't release it, because you won't, it's still manifesting, but it's manifesting through you, through your actions. Nobody trusts you, bruh. They think you messy, sis, because you are. So it's like, how can we get back to this understanding? That word is born. And I guess, you know, I'm born in that bridge generation, right? I have a lot of traditional values, like in my upbringing, but at the same time, just the way that I was born, number one, the way that I was born to think was just wired differently. And then it's like I'm still connected. I'm young enough to still be connected to the newness that's being birthed now, to have understanding, you know, the next generation. I'm very, very connected to them. So it's like there was a time where word was bond, right? Some people had an understanding of that. If I'm gonna say it like this, just like I started off and I was talking about my grandmother instilled that within me. So even if I didn't feel like I saw it in my immediate family around me, I got it from her. And I gleaned to my grandmother so much. She used to always say to me, like, why don't you just want to go be around other kids? Like, you always want to be up under, you know, the old people. And I'm like, y'all just make sense to me. Like, I can't explain it. Kids are cool, but kids are mean. And I wasn't like, I had my mean times. I'm not gonna act like I wasn't mean. But that wasn't like my dominant nature to be mean. So being around kids that just thought it was fun to make fun of people, to talk about people, like, that stuff used to burn me. It used to make me so upset. And it used to hurt my feelings so bad. Like, it never sat well with me. Because it was like that was within me. That if I love somebody, I would not do anything to hurt them. And not realizing, because of course I've been a starseed since I came into this world, since I was birthed into this world. That's what I was birthed here for. So I've been sensing and picking up energy all my life. And I could always tell, you know, when people were battling with insecurities. That's why I ended up taking on so much as a child, emotionally. Because somehow, some way, even though I was a child and that should not have been my burden at all, really even as an adult, but it shouldn't have been my burden. Somehow, some way, spiritually, people knew that I was still strong enough to take it on, for them to do as much as they wanted to, blast, go off, pop off, go to the top, you know, roof on fire, like boom, I'm just angry. And know that I was going to bounce back every time and still love them folks. Still love them. And for a long time, just stayed in the space of loving them and still allowing them to do that. But now it's like the tables have turned and we're not doing that anymore, because it's like, if I have the self-control, the strength to choose to respect you, to choose to stick to the principle, word is bond, you have that same decision. And I'm not going to sit here and ignore the fact that you are choosing not to do that. I cannot. I don't care how long we've been going through this cycle. I don't owe you anything. And especially I don't owe you that energy to stay in this cycle with you. Peace. Peace out. I'm gone. I'm out of here. I am out of here. And I am aligning my energy more and more with, you know, those types of principles. I'm loyal. I am loyal. Like, just loyal to the core, y'all. Like, people don't even understand. I tell people, I don't care what type of relationship I cause myself being in my life. If I was committed to you, I never cheated. If I knew something was going on, if I knew I was being cheated on, if I knew whatever, I still did not budge on my standard when it came to that, because that is something that's just like, bruh, I promise you, like, you know how like you have the base package of things, and then you can get like the special edition or the extended or the custom. The base package is loyalty, my nigga. It ain't nothing you have to do to earn it. That's just who I am. I'm a loyal person. So whatever, like, loyal to what I'm saying, and not just in, you know, romantic relationships, but in every type of connection, in business, and all of my dealings with people. Whatever I tell you I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it. Whatever I tell you I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna do. And you can count on that. And when I say I'm gone, I'm gone. Why? Because when I come in, wherever I come into, I'm going to always give people a clean slate, and I'm going to give them the chance to be the most authentic version of them, right? And I'm going to observe, and I'm going to give them the same thing, right? I'm coming in my authentic nature. I'm being 100% me, and hoping that you're observing as well, understanding me, learning me, right? But when I get these people, and then it's like at some point when they're talking to me or dealing with me or they're observing me, and it's like there's something that they see that they feel like they can either capitalize on an opportunity, whatever it may be, like whatever this little weird switch that people do. I don't know, like I don't operate on that frequency, so I don't really know what be happening with y'all, what type of conversations you be having with your demons to be like, this is the time to fuck the club up. I don't know. But what I do know is I see it every time when it switches to that space of where you could be open, being authentic, being real. But then maybe you think it's something that you can say that's going to, you know, spark my interest even more. So then you just start saying weird stuff. Just going completely just left of who you really are. Like you start going into this mask, this character. I don't like that. I don't like that. Why are we doing that? So it's like, as soon as I see that you do that, you one of them, this will be the first and last conversation, more than likely. Why? Because I'm only going to deal with authentic people. And authentic people have no reason to lie. In any scenario. None. And especially not that like pathological lying. Like y'all just be lying for free. Nobody even asked you a question. You just volunteered to start lying. Talking and lying. And I don't understand this. So it's like, the healer in me understands that there can be so many problems that is rooted to, you know, being the reason why you choose to do that. But the fixed part of me also understands that that ain't my problem. And I'm not going to make it my problem. I'm not going to dress it up as a friend, calling it a bro, buddy, sis, homie, my nigga, dressing it up. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Because I want to be clear to the universe, to God, to everybody, that I am only here to deal with the people that I am meant to be connected to. I'm meant to help. And again, when you're healing and dealing with people, when you are a healer, you're going to attract a lot of different energies that need healing. But the ones that are meant for you are not going to give you any resistance when it comes down to that healing. They're going to come with openness, willingness to listen to what it is you have to say, to really, you know, join with you for the right reasons, connecting with you for the right reasons. But we're not wrestling. We're not going to sit here and be like spiritually arm wrestling with narcissistic people all day. That's what we're not going to do. Because that distracts you from your purpose, from doing what you need to do, because you're always arguing with an idiot. Meanwhile, your tribe is going to be in your bag with you. Y'all going to be in y'all bag together. You see the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like my example of real in this part of my life, we make money together. We create together. We have fun together. We eat together. We kick it together. We, you know, trade business ideas together. We literally trade stock market together. And I'm saying this to say, because the people who are meant to be in my life, the people who are real, genuine, authentic, who hold that energy in that space, are only going to promote you. They're only going to push you forward. So if you are wrestling, struggling, straining, battling, questioning at all, any connection, any situation, I'm telling you, that is not for you. The only ones that are for you are ones that understand that word is bond. And that is an understanding just off top. I don't care if I say I'm finna go to the store and buy you some gum. When I leave this whatever area we're in, and I go to this store, when I come back, I'm going to have gum and probably some more. Probably your favorite type of chips and candy, or, you know, your favorite type of fruit. Something. Because I love you. I care about you. So that means I want you to be able to trust that whatever I tell you, like, I got you, I mean it. I'm making it my mission to not let you down. I don't fear that I'm going to let you down, because I know I'm going to come through on my word. But what I'm saying is I'm intentional about making sure that I keep my word to you, because you mean something to me. And for me, it's that simple. And for the real that is in my life, it's that simple for them too. So that's why it's like, okay, first of all, I'm the person that's strong enough to know that if I can do it, anybody can do it. So I don't need no other example, baby. If I get that thing right, honey, let me be the first thing. I don't mind. I've been the first in a lot of things in life. I'm a first goer. It's actually a part of my mission. But let me mess around and actually see it start manifesting in my life just a little bit. Oh, honey, I'm applying extra pressure now. So just know, you know, if you are a person that feels intimidated by me, if you feel like you're scared of me, you probably need to just stay away from me. And it's not that I'm trying to be intimidating, but it's also that I'm not trying to be anything other than me. So If me ain't your vibe, cool, please stay away, right? Because the vibrations are important. It's saying somebody ain't your vibe, that ain't my vibe. It's saying that like our vibes will not match. They do not coincide, which is not a bad thing unless you're trying to force it to do something. But being able to just say that and admit that and go on about your business, please, please, I do the same. But for those of you who are like tribe members, like you are here, we understand, like we are connected, baby, talk to me, hit me up, let's connect, let's work. You know, what do you do? How can I plug you in? I'm that type of person. I'm that type of person. I know that I'm meant to be like CEO energy, right? So I'm already building my team because I ain't meant to go under nobody else. It's not gonna work. So at this point, it's like we're connecting with people who are just willing to invest, to say, I believe in what you're doing. Like, here's my investment. Sowing my seed into you, whatever. But everything else, it's like when I connect with my people in my tribe, not only are you my friend, you know, you might be on my payroll. Because I'm always going to invest in who you are, what you do. Right? Especially if, and again, if you're in my tribe, then I know you're already on the path of, you know, if not just full out entrepreneurship, you're trying to make your purpose make sense in life. You're trying to get it to where your time is free to fulfill that purpose. And your bank accounts reflect everything that you need, having everything that you need, plus some. I know this. And because I know this, when I meet you and I understand and I observe you and I study you and I get an understanding of who you are, where you're going, what you're trying to do, then my job, I'm very aware of this, my job is to pour into that, is to invest into that in some sort of way. So that's why I want you to understand that things like this, like the levels of friendships and relationships and connections that we're trying to have at this time, the base package has to be that they understand loyalty. You don't have to explain that to them. You don't have, if you find yourself explaining it to anybody, that is somebody who will never understand it. I just want you to know that. They'll either never understand it or they'll always choose not to understand it and not to walk in that. So that is no longer your problem, baby, because only God can handle that. And will. But you got to continue to be the example to say, like, no, I'm not going to allow any of that energy, any of that behavior, even in my life, my energy field. Because we're so serious about getting back to this space in life. This is not just, you know, about us finding each other, but it's like, what happens when we find each other? This is so much more like deeper than what we understand. And like I said, that's going into like a whole nother episode of podcast, a whole nother conversation. But today, the reminder for somebody is, we only rock with the people who understand that word is bond. Only. I've been dealing with so many people who have just, I mean, switch up game is just retarded, crazy. And I can't understand for the life of me, like, you know, in my the way that I think logically, right? Because again, we talking about two different mindsets, two different frequencies. And I had to learn that everybody ain't gonna see it how I see it, right? When I got people that understand me, it's like, okay, cool. Like, so we on the same frequency, but these people know, because it's like certain things you don't do. You don't do the people you say you care about. You don't look somebody in the eye and say we cool, but fuck you. Help me. No, like, how does that work? That makes my stomach turn. But here it is, y'all eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Listen, people, I'm not gonna make this a long one today. I'm finna cut it off, okay? But word is bond. If you ever forget, and it's like, again, you find yourself questioning somebody, something in your life, and it's just, word is bond. If they don't live by that standard of loyalty, love, peace, what I say I mean, and I'm gonna do what I tell you I'm gonna do, that ain't for you, baby. If you in my tribe, it ain't for you, because they're going to stop you. They're going to slow you down. And what you cannot afford is that at this time, or no time going forward. Because while we've learned these lessons, we've already gotten to the place of cutting these people off, disconnecting from this type of energy. So when these cycles represent themselves to you to see what you're going to do, baby, word is bond. Your word is bond. Make this promise to yourself. Make this promise to God. Make this promise to whoever is important in your life that is dependent upon you making this correct decision. To stay in your energy, your king and your queen energy, to not let these people pull you to that place. To not let these people make you or cause you to recede or backtrack. You keep word is bond to yourself and to all the generations that will stem from you. To say that I got y'all. When I made the decision to lock into this journey, to say yes to God, to be this person, to be true to myself, I didn't do that with the intent of ever changing my mind. And nothing that is coming against me now, nothing that is being said to me now to urge me to do so has power in my life. It has no power. And we're going to speak against these things. We're going to rebel against these things by continuing to live. Be the greatest you can be. And continue to be the example in your community. Even if you don't have that real in your life yet. It's coming, I promise you. But why? Because you're holding that light. And when you hold a light, and people that have that same light, they're going to be like, oh, snap, like, E.T. phone home. Like, they on the way. I'm telling you, they on the way. And when y'all get together, like I said, that energy is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. People are going to look at y'all's organization. They're going to look at y'all's, y'all's groups, y'all's businesses. And they're not only going to see a profitable, lucrative business, but they're going to see love and unity. They're going to see true protection and loyalty. They're going to see absolute, unconditional inner peace. They're going to see that people can truly, coexist with no animosity. Everybody is being brilliant and just so bright and vibrant in who they are and in their lane and doing what they do. And nobody is competing. Nobody is, clashing energies. Because we all come with that same base package that understands what it means when we say word is bond. To anybody who don't believe that, them ain't your people, bro. Them ain't your people. That's bad blood, bad business. That's a setup, that's a trap. Literally, it's an energy trap. You gotta cut it off. Disconnect from it and heal from the damage that was done. So that none of the energy still lives within you. And go, remain in your energy. Your word is bond. You still be true. You still hold down your end of the bargain, even if that person did not. And not saying that stay in that commitment, but I'm saying when you were true and you were, in the space of, yes, I loved you. Yes, I really fucked with you. Yes, you was really my people. I meant that at one time, but now things have changed and you have shown me that it's different. So I got to move different. Don't change that I still fucked with you. But now I'm not stupid enough to keep doing that, because who I was messing with is not who you are right now. So, word is bond, loves. I love y'all. I hope I said something that made sense to y'all. I hope something that, you know, was confirmed. If you've been praying about a certain friendship situation, what you should do, how you should move. Spirit like snip, snip, baby. And if Spirit is not urging you to make like the move yourself, Spirit is letting you know that, you know, it's making the move for you. It's strategically happening. So when the move is made, take your hands off of it, okay? Don't go back. Don't go back. Peace out. Peace out, my loves.